Years ago this morning, Superstorm Sandy had just finished pounding the coast. Today, there are still people living along the shoreline waiting for help in rebuilding.
News 8's Kent Pierce is live in one of the hardest hit neighborhoods in East Haven with an update. Good morning, Kent.
Good morning, Marisol and Keith. Yeah, a lot of homes around here needed to be either repaired or replaced after Superstorm Sandy. Still more needed to be raised up so that insurance would cover them for future storms. Well, 3 years later, a lot of people are still waiting for either the work to be done or checks to be cut. We spoke to one couple that's been through more than most.
It's amazing.
Patrick Rowland loves watching the sunrise from his East Haven beach house, but he couldn't for the last 3 years. 3 years ago is when the power of Superstorm Sandy knocked his first house off its foundation. We met him on Sandy's first anniversary when they were just putting in the pilings for the replacement house, a house that was almost done when some construction rags started a fire in April of last year. The Rowlands had no choice but to tear it down and start all over. That took more than a year, but a couple months ago, they moved in.
Hopefully we think 3 times the charm, and we've actually won this battle.
It has been a battle. The Rowlands ended up emptying their 401ks to rebuild instead of waiting for the insurance companies and government disaster relief. All they got from the government so far is $30,000 from federal flood insurance.
And that is the only governmental assistance that we have yet received at this point.
Despite everything they've been through, the Rowlands are among the luckiest people on their street. There was a house there. It was damaged in Sandy and hasn't been rebuilt since. Nobody has lived in this house since Sandy. The woman who lives here still can't live in her house. She had it raised up, but it's still unlivable as of yet. And the house over there, that belongs to a fellow named Martin, and it's still very much up in the air.
Federal government, the state government, they get involved and they make it a long, drawn-out process.
After 3 years, the government has gotten his house jacked up. He hopes to move back in by winter because he's sleeping in a camper in his driveway.
It wasn't bad last night, but it's cold in there. It's lousy insulation.
So why not move somewhere else? If you ask around, nothing beats watching that sunrise from the East Haven beach.
There's nothing about being here that hasn't been worth the effort.
So he and his neighbors, they are staying put on the East Haven beach, but a lot of them are still waiting on the promised state disaster relief checks. Still more have kind of given up on trying to get all that paperwork through their insurance companies. They're just doing repairs on their own, and a lot of people are frustrated about how little has been done to recover from Superstorm Sandy 3 years later. We're live in East Haven this morning. I'm Kent Pierce. Back to you.